Alrighty, what up, guys? So, another loss, another week, another loss. New York Jets just got done playing the Buffalo Bills, which ended in a final score of 20-12, despite the resilience that Mike White showed and not wanting to, even though he got blasted, obliterated a few times, and shots that could kill people. The man refused to stay down and tried to mount a late game rally for the Jets to come back in a game they were down 20-7 in, and they just fell short. So my big takeaway, a few big takeaways I take from this game is it seems like the Jets do have offensive play calling problems. Like they have, I saw sparks in the game. I think it was after the second half. When I saw things that I haven't been seeing the last couple games, formations that were switching up, guys were going out wide left, wide right, and it wasn't that empty set bunch formation that we've seen a million times. There were different things that I saw, guys in motion to protect whites, extra blockers coming in that we haven't seen much of this year. So the Jets have that, right? They have it in there. They have it in their arsenal, but we just don't see it enough. That's the biggest problem. It's sporadic, and when it does happen, it seems like we're fighting to come back in a game when it shows up. So my question is this. Either A, is Michael LaFleur intentionally doing that to not let the other opponent see that? Because it seems like the creativity always comes in after halftime. Same thing happened last week against Minnesota. So bland. The play calling was so bland the first half, and the second half they went and dug into the playbook. Are they intentionally waiting until the second half to be a second half team, or do they just, is there a level of ignorance that either in the execution or in the scheme that they refuse to put anything creative in the first half? I saw Cincinnati do a flea flicker today for a touchdown to a guy with long hair that caught it in the end zone. I don't know his name. I'm sure it'll come to me later on today. But you know what I mean? Where's that at? It just bewilders me that this is still happening and there's only a couple games left in the season. I don't get it. I really don't understand it. And that cost us once again today. So the next thing is obviously they need to get Zach dressed for the next game, because Joe Flacco, much as I love the guy, he came in there in the game today, it looked like he has not been taking reps all week long. And I don't know if it was because of the protection not holding up for him, that he had no time. But even on the throw that he had time on, it seemed like it was like the two throws that he had time to get rid of the ball on, it seemed like he was so off the mark or out of sync with the receiver, like they weren't on the same page. Something was going on, and he's just not, he can't get away from the pressure. You know he's not a mobile quarterback, and he's old, he's slow. They need to dress Zach for the Lions game, okay? If you're not going to dress Streveler, who rallied us in the preseason multiple times to come back in games and was exciting and enigmatic for the team, if you're not going to dress him, you got to dress Zach. You got to dress him. There's no point in not doing it. Let him know, it might not be your time to play cool. This is what I don't understand. If you're really hitting a reset with the kid, is it really so important that you just entirely keep him out of the lineup and completely obliterate the dude's confidence? Is it that important that you need to do that? Or would you rather have him at least getting some reps with the team while he's trying to learn? I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing with him, man. Talk about hitting the reset button, but you ain't even going to dress the kid for 3 straight games. You better dress him against Detroit. I'm telling you. If they do not dress him against the Lions, I'm telling you, man, The way Mike White got beat up today, oh my God. The man got beat up, and it was not easy to watch. It was very scary, especially the second hit he took. Milano about bent his body completely in half to where it was almost like a sandwich. It was scary, man. Some wrestling move type deal. Anyway, I don't understand that. I don't understand the reset. If you're really resetting the kid, you have to give him something. You can't just completely knock him out entirely. You know, I feel like they know that now. I feel like with the quarterback situation today, Mike White literally needed to be out there because Flacco looked so bad. Flacco was erring on his throws. Flacco fumbled the ball, didn't know how to hold it, got blindsided, whatever it was. He lost the ball. Can't be doing that. You know what you have in Flacco. You've got to let Zach get reps. Got to. I'm not saying he needs to start. By no means does he need to start at all the rest of this year. It's probably not his team anymore. But you got to let him play some. You got to let him be on the sideline, warming up. You know, so anyway, there's that. This Jets defense is absolutely the best defense in the league. That's my next thing. There were plays that we need back, for sure. There was penalties that happened that shouldn't have happened. One was a critical one on a hold on 3rd down in the 4th quarter on Michael Carter. And then the C.J. Mosley jump in the pile right before the half when it was 0-0. That drive ended up in the Bills scoring their first touchdown. And it's so crazy. I noticed one thing about that. C.J. Mosley, what is your problem, dude? After that play, he's laughing, right? And that's okay, I get it. It was kind of funny when you jumped the pile. But you don't literally, like the next play, Josh Allen ripped one right in front of C.J. Mosley's area. And they attacked him that whole drive, and they scored the touchdown. It's the little things like that separate winners from losers in the league. You're going to sit there and laugh, fine, laugh, but be on your toes the next play, man. Pay attention. Be aggressive. Try your best to get that play back. I don't get it, man. So that was the ultimate momentum shifter that ended up letting the Bills score then, but they also scored again after halftime, and 17-7. It's hard to dig out of a hole, 20-7, on the road in a rainy, windy game, in a freezing cold game. It's just hard to dig yourself out of that hole, especially with your quarterback taking hits like he was. Zonovan Knight, another takeaway. Needs to be the starter the rest of the year and probably going forward. You know, Breece Hall is going to come back next year, but a lot of times with ACL tears, they don't leave the player the same. Either way, if Hall's good, obviously he starts. But Zonovan Knight has done nothing but showing us that he's more than capable of starting for this team. The man's explosive. He catches and runs. He blocks well. Oh man, and he's a rookie. Yeah, he needs to be the guy. Him and Breece Hall are perfect 1-2 punch. They both are very extremely athletic guys, and they're north-south backs. Love them. Love Zonovan Knight. Bam Knight is the dude. A lot of explosive runs today against Buffalo. There's another note. Oh yeah. On 4th and 1, Jets. Why did you kick a field goal at the 11-yard line or 12-yard line, wherever it was? I'm sorry, it's the first time I've shouted on this page. But why did you kick a flippin' field goal when you're down by 10 or 11 points? I don't understand it. You're in the red zone. There's 2 minutes left in the game. Less than 2 minutes. You've got to go for the touchdown. I think Tony Romo, as much as his commentary annoys me, said it perfectly. You put your team in a way more difficult situation as a head coach by not going for the touchdown right there. Because now you have to kick it down the field as opposed to kicking it at midfield for the onside kick, where all you need is a field goal or an opportunity to stop the clock. You only have to drive 50 yards. Now they have to drive 100 yards, and it's just so stupid, man. Now, granted, they still got the ball back. The offense had an opportunity at the end of the game. And 4 straight incompletions, couldn't get it done. Couldn't get it done. The last one was tipped at the line, could have been a first down. Mike missed throws in the game. Yes, he missed throws in the game. He missed a lot of them. But the man fought through a rib injury. And if anybody that watches this, which is probably nobody, except for a couple of my friends, has ever had a rib injury and has tried to walk or breathe with it, it is painful. It's very painful. Not to mention trying to rip 20 to 15 yard passes across your body. So, anyway, the Jets are coming back home now to have a 2-game home stretch. Last 2 games of the season, they have got to win them both. They have got to win them both. You cannot go to Seattle at 7-8 or 8 and 6. Maybe you could go 8 and 6. But you've got to win them both. They're at home. The Lions are a beatable team. I know they've got one of the best offenses in football. But I believe they just lost again today. No, they won today. I think they won. I think they beat Minnesota. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. It's a divisional game. I was kind of hoping they'd win that game anyway. So they beat Minnesota. If they beat Minnesota, either way, people are dumb. Wreck almost happened right in front of me. You gotta beat the Lions, but you gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. I trust our defense to slow their offense down. And man, we gotta see what's up with these injuries. We gotta see how serious Mike White's is. I think Quentin Williams had a calf injury. He was ruled out the rest of the game. So Corey Davis had an injury, concussion protocol. God, we need Quentin back on the field, man. We need him back. Corey Davis, I think we can manage, but he was still a decoy and he was making things happen. We got to see what's up with these injuries, and hopefully we can make it through. I'm going to be at that Thursday night football game against Jacksonville. I was really hoping that game would be the playoff clinching game for us, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Luckily for the Jets, they're in a good situation for this week again. Last week we lost and the teams below us lost. This week, the same thing may happen again. The Chargers play the Dolphins tonight. The Dolphins are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Niners. The Dolphins are in the playoff race. They're 8-5. They've got to win. I believe they'll beat the Chargers. Chargers are 6-6 and they've been off this year. Off and on. You know what I mean? You can't expect too much. You can't expect really a whole lot from them. I think that'll happen. I think the Dolphins will win that game. But we're going to have to see. You know, a lot can change in a week. But I know the Chargers lost to the Raiders last week, and I know that they've lost games they should have won this year. I know that. I know they've had injuries. So has every team. I just think the Dolphins are in a better situation offensively to outplay the Chargers. The next one is the Patriots, obviously, who have the Jets tiebreaker, which is a very, very, very scary thing. They have the Jets tiebreaker. So the good thing is they play at Arizona tomorrow night. I don't know if Kyler Murray is playing. I don't know what the deal is with that team. I think he's back. But they're another team that's been a hit or miss. They've lost games they should have won, and they've won games they should have lost. But they're not a good football team this year. But let's just hope that they hold them off, man. They beat New England. Chargers beat Miami. The Miami beats the Chargers. If those two things happen, as long as they happen, the Jets will remain in the 7th seed. I believe Cincinnati won today. Every team in the playoffs won. Every team. The Ravens beat the Steelers. So it comes down to, it's good if these other teams help us out. We need them to help us out. But we've got to win games, or we don't deserve to be in the playoffs, period. At the end of the day, we don't. So what? We've had injuries. Every team gets them. We've got to find a way to get out of our own way. And it starts with winning, man. The crazy thing is the Jets could have won the game today. They could have won against Minnesota, but they didn't. The good thing is they're showing they're a competitive team and they're a force to be reckoned with if they make the playoffs. But they've got to get in there. And if these losses pile up, man, it's tough. But they're at home next week. It's going to be a freezing cold game for an indoor team to play at. Same with Jacksonville the week after. They're coming from the south. It's going to be a freezing cold environment. We saw what the Lions did at Jacksonville. 40-19 or something like that. Something crazy. So, anyway, this video is way too long. It's been 15 minutes. Jets, do your part. Do your job. Win the game. Get healthy. God, I hope Mike White's all right. If not, I don't know what to say, man. It seems like we can't win without him in the lineup today. It seems like we struggled. So, hope he's all right. I'll check those interviews, those press conferences. But this has been the longest week of the season. I'm sorry. I guess I'm getting back into my flow. I need to shorten this down. Thank y'all for watching. It's tough, but don't hang your heads down. We can still make the playoffs for sure. We just can't win the division. That's definitely out of reach now. For sure. There's no way possible. So, jet up, baby. Let's go. Let's win out. Let's run the table. Find a way. All right. Peace. Luckily, a side note, we don't play. We just play the toughest defense in the league, and the Vikings, as much as their pass yardage defense sucked, they're also a good scoring defense. So now we have a chance to put up points the next couple weeks. Lions defense is really bad, and the Jaguars defense is really bad, and the Seahawks defense is really bad points wise. So got an opportunity, man. Let's just do our part and let's get it done. Jesus Christ, 17 minutes. Peace out, y'all.